Hi, I'm Craig. Stay tuned for my comments after the video.
Hi everybody, and season's greetings from all of us here at Turner Classic Movies. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. As we have done every Sunday throughout December, we're devoting a full 12 hours of our movie lineup today to family classics. And we'll continue now with a hit comedy from Walt Disney Studios in 1969, which not only became one of Disney's most successful comedies ever, it also launched an entire franchise, including 3 sequels, a TV series, and a relaunch with Lindsay Lohan just a few years ago. From 1969, it's The Love Bug. It's the story of Herbie, a lovable little Volkswagen Beetle with a mind and personality all his own. As the film begins, Herbie is owned by a racing enthusiast who doesn't really appreciate all the Bug has to offer. But once Herbie gets a new owner, we'll really begin to see all the tricks this little car has up his fenders. Herbie's new owner is played by Dean Jones, a familiar face to fans of Disney movies throughout the 60s and 70s. For a while, it seemed as if Dean Jones was in every movie Disney put out, because he essentially was. The cast also features Michele Lee and funny guys Buddy Hackett and Joe Flynn. But the real star, of course, was that little Volkswagen Beetle, because Herbie steals the show. From 1969, The Love Bug.
What about it, Dad? Want to give that doodle bug a workout? I'll go easy on you.
Be serious, will you? Did you see this thing take off?
One of your showboat tricks, Mr. Douglas.
I tell you, I had nothing to do with it. Hey, we were turning.
Out of sight, man. I wouldn't have believed it.
Groovy, Pop, groovy. Well, as long as the customer finally seems pleased, I'll just step out and find myself a taxi. Will you stop the car, please?
I'm trying. Look. It's just like I told you. This thing's starting to act up again.
Now, very odd. When I was driving, there was no problem whatsoever.
When released in 1969, The Love Bug was a huge hit for Disney. This likable comedy quickly became one of the studio's biggest hits ever, and a franchise was born. The Love Bug was followed a few years later by Herbie Rides Again, then Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, and then there was Herbie Goes Bananas. If you enjoyed this movie and you'd like to see those sequels, throw another log on the fire, order some Chinese, and park yourself right there on the sofa. We've got all 3 sequels in the order they were made coming up next, and next, and next.
Today on Turner Classic Movies, a wily wagon thwarts Keenan Wynn in Herbie Rides Again. Then Dean Jones takes the Love Bug for another lap in Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. And the boisterous Bug takes on a bull in Herbie Goes Bananas. Monkey around at TCM.com to learn more.
We just watched Turner Classic Movies' intro for The Love Bug as it was presented on TCM in December of 2008. This was one of the Disney films TCM ran during a month-long series of movies called the family classics. The film featured is The Love Bug, a 1969 Disney film starring Dean Jones, Michele Lee, Buddy Hackett, David Tomlinson, Joe Flynn, Benson Fong, and, of course, Herbie. This was one of the first films that didn't include the phrase Walt Disney Presents before the credits. Instead, it contained the phrase Walt Disney Productions Presents. The company would use that phrase before its film credits for the next 14 years, up through 1983. The phrasing denoted whether Walt Disney himself oversaw the making of the film. Although he died at the end of 1966, Walt Disney did buy the rights to the original 1961 story, Carboy Girl by Gordon Buford, and selected Dean Jones as the film's lead. The Love Bug was a huge hit for Disney, earning $51 million at the domestic box office against a budget of only $5.1 million. It was the second highest grossing film of 1969. The film was also a critical success and currently has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 78% fresh. Disney went through many titles for this film before finally settling on the name The Love Bug. During development, it had as many as 6 other names, including Carboy Girl, The Magic Volksy, The Runaway Wagon, Beetle Bomb, Wonder Beetle, Bug Boom, and Thunderbug. This film launched a franchise that includes 4 sequels, including Herbie Rides Again, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, Herbie Goes Bananas, and Herbie Fully Loaded. In 1983, there was a short-lived TV series called Herbie the Love Bug starring Dean Jones, and in 1997, there was a made-for-TV movie simply called The Love Bug starring Bruce Campbell. Interestingly, Dean Jones' character of race car driver Jim Douglas has appeared in or been referenced in all of the Herbie movies. He was the lead in the TV show, and he even appeared in the TV movie as well. The weakest reference to his character is in the film Herbie Fully Loaded, in the form of a note left by Herbie's previous owner in Herbie's glove box. I really like The Love Bug, even though it has a pretty silly premise. There's just something about it that feels like a feature film. In the late 1960s, Disney movies still felt like feature films. I think in the 1970s, a lot of them felt more like really good TV movies. But this film in particular felt like it was targeted towards adults, but it was still something that a kid could watch and enjoy. Unlike a lot of the Disney films in the 1970s, there are no kids in this movie whatsoever. In fact, the only Herbie movie featuring a kid was 1980's Herbie Goes Bananas, and it also was the lowest grossing film in the Herbie franchise. This video also included an introduction and wrap-up by TCM host Ben Mankiewicz, who delivered behind-the-scenes trivia and production notes on this film with a smile on his face. Well, those are my comments for this video. If you like these retro videos, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, click the notification bell, and leave a comment. All these things really help the channel. Keep watching for more retro videos like this and other retro-themed videos like Retro Talk. Take care of yourself and look out for others. Talk to you later. Bye.
This video brought to you by StockAgogo.com, Stock Photos.